In the world of software, we live with this constant tension, right? On one hand, you have this incredible pressure to innovate and move at lightning speed. But on the other, there's this absolute need to be secure, to be compliant. So how do you go fast without breaking things or, breaking the rules? That's the puzzle we're going to solve right now.
Okay, let's just break this down. On one side, you've got the developers. Their whole mission in life? Build and ship cool new stuff fast. Then on the other side, you have the auditors. Their job is to prove that every single step of that fast process was controlled, it was approved, and it was safe. For years, these two things have felt completely at odds. The classic innovator versus the inspector.
And this clash, it really comes to a boil when you look at how we've traditionally handled audits. It's a process I kind of like to call speed versus the spreadsheet.
So what does this old way actually look like? Well, imagine a new feature goes live. Weeks, maybe even months go by, and then an auditor shows up and asks that dreaded question. Can you prove who approved this? And what happens next? It's a total fire drill, a frantic scramble. People are digging through old emails, they're searching through thousands of project tickets, trying to remember what was decided in some meeting ages ago. It's all reactive, it's all manual, and honestly, it's incredibly stressful.
There's a perfect analogy for this chaos. It's literally like trying to build a photo album from a shoebox full of random, undated pictures after the vacation is already over. I mean, yeah, you might be able to piece a story together, but it's going to be messy, it's disorganized, and you're never really sure if you've got all the important shots. But what if that entire frantic search is just based on a completely false premise? What if speed and safety aren't actually enemies? This brings us to a whole new way of thinking. The idea of finding the audit trail that's already hidden inside the tools we use to work fast every single day. So here's the crucial shift in thinking. We need to stop asking, should we choose speed or safety? The real game-changing question is, how can the very tools we use to go fast, our DevOps tools, also be the tools that create our proof of safety? See, this flips the entire problem on its head. And the key that unlocks this whole new approach is a little something many developers know and love, the pull request. But let's look at it for a second through an auditor's eyes. A pull request isn't just some technical step. It's a digital proposal. It is a time-stamped, unchangeable record that captures the who, the what, and the why of a change before it even happens. This thing right here, this is the very start of our automated audit. All right, so enough theory, let's make this real. We're going to follow the digital footprints of a modern change and see exactly how this audit trail gets built, step by step, right inside the normal workflow.
And we're going to use a super simple, totally relatable example that, let's be honest, every single company has to deal with: updating the copyright year on the website footer. It's a tiny change, but it's one that still absolutely needs to be governed and auditable.
Okay, look how this trail gets built automatically. First up, propose. A developer writes the code to change 2023 to 2024 and opens a pull request. That record now has who made the change and why. Next, review. A teammate looks at the code, says, yep, looks good, and clicks approve. And boom, just like that, we have a digital, unforgeable record of peer review. Then, test. The second that PR is approved, automated tests just kick off to make sure this tiny change didn't somehow break the entire website. The results? Logged, automatically. And finally, deploy. Once the tests pass, the system automatically pushes the change live, creating a permanent log of exactly what was deployed and precisely when. The entire history is linked together with zero manual effort. So what does all this mean for our auditor, the one we met at the beginning? Well, they're no longer the antagonist, chasing down bits of information. In this new world, they become an ally, and they've got a powerful real-time dashboard. Because this new audit trail we've just created, it is fundamentally different. It's immutable, you can't change it after the fact, it's comprehensive, it links every single step together in one clean story. And best of all, it's instantly searchable. The days of hunting for old emails or scanned PDFs are just over. And this table just illustrates the difference perfectly. Let's walk through it. The auditor asks, who approved this? The old way, go search your entire email inbox and hope for the best. The new way, here's a direct link to the approval on the pull request. Done. Next question, was it tested? Forget about digging for some signed PDF. Here's a direct link to the automated test logs. When did it go live? Instead of trying to read a system admin's handwritten notes, here is the exact machine-generated timestamp from the deployment log. It is the difference between an educated guess and cold hard proof. This all leads us to the big idea.
the real philosophy behind this entire approach, and we call it governance by design.
And let's be really clear about this. What we've described is not about adding more steps, more forms, or more bureaucracy to slow developers down. Not at all. It's about intentionally designing a development process for speed in a way that also makes it inherently transparent, traceable, and governable. The governance isn't some painful thing you tack on at the end. It's a built-in feature of the workflow itself.
And look, if you remember just one thing from all of this, please make it this sentence. The system of work is the system of record. The way you actually build and ship your software is your audit trail. They are no longer two separate things.
So, as we wrap up, I'm going to leave you with a question to think about for your own teams. Take a hard look at your process for making changes. Is it just creating more work for you down the line, forcing you to hunt for proof later on? Or is it designed to create undeniable evidence as a natural, effortless byproduct of moving fast? Because the answer to that question, well, it changes everything.